Chapter 8. Mastering the Art of Consistency. If there's one superpower that separates those who achieve their goals from those who abandon them, it's consistency. Talent helps. Opportunity helps. But without consistency, both fade into wasted potential. Consistency doesn't mean doing massive things every day. It means showing up again and again, even when you're not in the mood, even when you're tired, even when you doubt yourself. It's not about intensity, it's about frequency. Here's the thing most people misunderstand. Consistency isn't built through motivation. It's built through systems. Systems remove decision-making, so the habit becomes automatic. For example, if you work out every morning right after breakfast, you're not deciding whether to work out. You're simply following the system. To master consistency, tie actions to triggers. Connect your habit to something you already do so you don't rely on memory or willpower. Lower the startup cost. Make it as easy as possible to begin. Lay out clothes the night before. Keep tools ready, clear distractions. Track and measure. Visual proof of progress keeps you accountable. Use a habit tracker, journal, or app. Use environment design. Shape your surroundings so they pull you toward your goal instead of away from it. Consistency thrives when you stop negotiating with yourself. The question is no longer, do I feel like doing this? It's, how do I make this happen today? Even on the days you do the bare minimum, you've kept the chain intact. Think of it like planting seeds. One day of watering won't give you a garden. But if you water daily, sometimes a lot, sometimes just a little, you create growth you can't see until one day the results are undeniable. The real art is not in starting strong. It's in continuing steadily. Those who master consistency don't burn out chasing quick wins. They keep adding small bricks to their wall every single day, and before they know it, they've built something solid and unshakable. The ultimate truth is this: consistency beats intensity. Because intensity fades, but consistency compounds. Show up, even when it's boring, even when it's slow. That's where transformation is forged. Chapter 9. The Role of Patience in Big Results. We live in a world that celebrates speed. We want quick results, instant rewards, and immediate proof that what we're doing is working. But here's the paradox. The most meaningful results in life are not immediate. They are the product of patience, persistence, and time. The problem is patience is often misunderstood. People think patience means doing nothing and just waiting. But real patience is active. It's about showing up consistently, doing the work, and trusting that the results will come when they're ready. Think of planting a tree. You put the seed in the soil, water it, and wait. You don't dig it up every week to check if it's growing. You keep nurturing it because you understand growth takes time. But in our goals, we often dig up our seeds too early. We start a fitness program and expect visible changes in 2 weeks. We start a business and want big profits in 3 months. When we don't see quick results, we quit, forgetting that every big result has an invisible growth period where nothing seems to be happening. Patience requires 2 key mindsets. Long-term perspective. Stop thinking in days and weeks. Start thinking in years and decades. If a habit will serve you for life, it doesn't matter if it takes 6 months or 2 years to master. Detachment from immediate reward. The real reward is who you're becoming through the process, not just what you achieve at the end. The truth is, patience doesn't mean you stop moving. It means you keep moving without letting the lack of immediate reward derail you. The ones who succeed aren't the fastest starters. They're the ones who can keep going long after the excitement fades. Here's a practical way to build patience. Focus on lag measures and lead measures. Lag measures are the results, like weight lost or money earned, that take time to appear. Lead measures are the daily actions that create those results. When you obsess over lead measures because they're within your control, you naturally develop patience for the lag measures to catch up. Patience is the bridge between effort and outcome. Without it, you'll quit before the magic happens. With it, you'll see that time is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally. Chapter 10. Bouncing back stronger after setbacks. No matter how disciplined or consistent you are, setbacks are inevitable. You'll get sick. Life will interrupt your plans. You'll make mistakes. The question isn't whether you'll face setbacks. It's how you'll respond when they come. Some people let setbacks break them. They see a temporary failure as a permanent statement about who they are. But high achievers see setbacks as feedback, not failure. They use them as stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Think about an athlete who loses a championship match. The average person might give up or dwell on the loss for months. The great one watches the game footage, studies every mistake, and comes back better prepared next season. The setback becomes a training ground for future victories. Here's the mindset shift you need. Expect setbacks. When you know challenges will come, you won't be shocked when they arrive. You'll be ready to respond instead of react. Separate the event from your identity. Failing at something doesn't make you a failure. It makes you a learner. Mine the lesson. Ask, what can I take from this that will make me better next time? Rebuild quickly. Don't wait to feel ready again. Take the smallest next step to regain momentum. One of the most powerful ways to bounce back is to have a recovery plan before you need it. For example, if you miss a week of workouts, your plan might be to start with a light 15-minute session, not jump straight into an intense routine. This reduces the mental resistance to starting again. Also, remember this. Setbacks often create breakthroughs. Sometimes life forces you to slow down or change direction, and what feels like a loss turns out to be a blessing in disguise. Many of the greatest successes were born from failures that redirected people to better paths. Resilience isn't about avoiding the fall. It's about getting up so many times that falling no longer scares you. When you learn to bounce back stronger, setbacks lose their power over you. They stop being the end of the road and become detours that lead to an even better destination. Chapter 11. The compound effect of effort. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to pull far ahead in life while others stay stuck despite working just as hard, the answer often lies in the compound effect. This is the principle that small, consistent actions, repeated over time, produce results far greater than the sum of the individual efforts. It's the same principle that governs compounding interest in finance, but it applies to everything: skills, relationships, health, wealth, and even your mindset. The challenge is that compounding works slowly in the beginning. In fact, it's so slow that most people quit before they see the payoff. Here's what it looks like. Year 1. You practice a skill daily, but progress feels minimal. Year 2. Things start to click, but you're still not seeing dramatic results. Year 3 and beyond. Suddenly, everything accelerates. People call you talented or lucky, not realizing you've been laying the groundwork for years. The real magic of the compound effect is invisible at first. Every time you take a small, positive action, you're stacking a brick in your wall. You may not notice much after a few days or weeks, but keep stacking, and eventually you've built something massive. Here's how to harness it. Choose high-value actions. Not all small actions have equal impact. Focus on the ones that deliver long-term benefits. Stay consistent through the slow phase. Understand that the first months or years may feel unrewarding. Keep going anyway. Avoid negative compounding. Just as good habits compound positively, bad habits compound negatively. Skipping workouts, overspending, and ignoring small problems also multiply over time. Leverage feedback loops. The better you get, the more your results fuel your motivation, which in turn fuels better actions. The compound effect is why some people appear unstoppable. They've crossed the point where their accumulated effort now works for them, not just with them. If you commit to being 1% better every day, you will eventually experience this tipping point. It's not a question of if, only when. Chapter 12. Protecting your energy and focus. Improvement isn't just about what you do. It's about having the mental and physical capacity to do it consistently. In today's noisy, distracted world, one of the greatest challenges isn't a lack of resources, it's a lack of focus and energy. Your focus is your most valuable currency. Without it, you can't sustain effort long enough to see results. Your energy is the fuel that powers that focus. Protecting both is essential if you want to keep improving daily. The reality is, every decision, every distraction, and every drain on your attention takes a toll. You can't expect to perform at your best if you're constantly tired, scattered, and pulled in 100 directions. To protect your energy and focus, set clear priorities. Decide what truly matters and filter everything through that lens. If it doesn't serve your top priorities, it's a distraction. Control your environment. Remove temptations and interruptions. Put your phone out of reach during deep work. Limit notifications, and create a workspace that signals focus. Guard your mornings. Your first hours set the tone for the day. Start with high energy, high focus activities instead of letting the world's noise dictate your mindset. Take care of your physical health. Sleep, nutrition, and movement are the foundation. No amount of willpower can compensate for chronic fatigue. Batch and block time. Group similar tasks together and set boundaries for when you work, rest, and recharge. Protecting energy also means protecting it from people who drain it. This doesn't mean cutting everyone off. It means setting boundaries and surrounding yourself with people who support your growth instead of pulling you back into old patterns. Focus is like a muscle. It weakens when neglected and strengthens when trained. The more you deliberately practice deep, undistracted work, the easier it becomes to sustain. And the more energy you have, the more you can invest in the actions that make you 1% better every day. The takeaway is simple. If you don't protect your energy and focus, you won't have the fuel to keep going. And in the long game of improvement, running out of fuel is the real enemy. Chapter 13. Surrounding yourself with growth. You've heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's more than a catchy quote. It's a reality backed by psychology and human behavior. We are social creatures, and whether we realize it or not, we adapt to the standards, habits, and expectations of those around us. If you want to be 1% better every day, your environment, especially the people in it, must support that growth. This doesn't mean cutting everyone out of your life unless they're hyper-ambitious. It means being intentional about whose influence you allow to shape your mindset, habits, and goals. Think of it like this. You can plant the best seed in the world, but if you put it in poor soil, it won't grow to its full potential. People are part of your soil. Are they nourishing your growth or draining your energy? To surround yourself with growth, seek out expanders, people who think bigger, aim higher, and challenge you to raise your standards. Limit exposure to complainers and cynics. Negativity is contagious, and being around constant doubt erodes your confidence. Join growth-minded communities, whether online or in person. Find groups where progress is celebrated and learning is normal. Mentor and be mentored. Learn from those ahead of you and share your lessons with those behind you. This keeps you both humble and inspired. It's important to note that surrounding yourself with growth doesn't always mean finding perfect role models. Sometimes it's simply about spending more time with people who are committed to improving themselves, even if they're on a completely different path. The energy of progress is transferable. And remember, it's not just about taking from others, it's about contributing. When you bring your own dedication, positivity, and discipline into your circles, you elevate everyone around you. Your environment can either accelerate your growth or stall it. Choose your influences as carefully as you choose your goals. The right people won't just cheer for you, they'll push you to become the version of yourself you didn't know you could be. Chapter 14. Becoming the person you aim to be. The 1% better everyday philosophy isn't just about reaching goals, it's about transformation. It's not only about what you achieve, but who you become in the process. Many people chase goals thinking the achievement will change them. But the truth is, you have to become the person who achieves the goal before you actually reach it. Identity leads, results follow. If your goal is to run a marathon, You must think and act like a runner long before you cross the finish line. If you want financial freedom, you must adopt the mindset and discipline of someone who manages money wisely now, not after you hit a certain income level. The process of becoming that person involves 3 deliberate steps. Clarify the identity. Define clearly. Who is the person I want to be? What habits, values, and standards do they live by? Align daily actions. Every choice is a vote for or against that identity. Ask yourself daily, what would that version of me do right now? Reinforce with evidence. Track your actions. The more proof you collect that you're living as that person, the stronger the identity becomes. This is why small daily actions matter so much. They're not just steps towards a goal, they're signals to your subconscious about who you are. When you keep sending the signal that you're disciplined, healthy, focused, or courageous, your brain starts believing it. And when you believe it, acting in alignment with it becomes effortless. It's also important to release the old version of yourself that no longer serves you. That might mean letting go of limiting beliefs, outdated routines, or relationships that keep you anchored to the past. You can't step fully into the new you while holding tightly to the old you. Becoming the person you aim to be isn't a single moment of transformation. It's the accumulation of thousands of micro-decisions. And the beautiful part? You don't have to wait for some future day to arrive. You can start living as that person now, in the next choice you make. When you embody the identity first, the results become inevitable. And that's when you realize the journey was never just about being 1% better every day. It was about becoming the version of yourself who doesn't settle for less than what they're capable of. Chapter 15. Living the 1% Better Life. You've reached this point in our journey, and by now, you understand that the philosophy of becoming 1% better every day is more than a productivity hack or a motivational slogan. It's a way of living. It's a mindset, a commitment, and a promise you make to yourself. A promise that says, no matter where I start, I will not stay the same. Living the 1% better life means you no longer measure progress only by giant leaps. You've trained yourself to see the value in the small, steady steps that, over time, lead to extraordinary results. You've learned that real change is not about waiting for the perfect moment, but about creating the perfect habits, right now, in the imperfect present. It's about waking up each day with the awareness that today is an opportunity to plant a seed, a habit, a thought, an action that your future self will thank you for. And it's about trusting that even when progress feels invisible, it is still happening beneath the surface. Here's the truth. Most people will never commit to this mindset because it lacks the instant gratification they crave. They want dramatic change, and they want it yesterday. But you, by choosing the 1% path, are committing to something far more powerful: compound growth, built on discipline, patience, and resilience. To live the 1% better life, protect your environment. Keep yourself surrounded by people, spaces, and influences that fuel your growth. Guard your habits. Your daily actions are the architecture of your future. Treat them like gold. Stay curious. Always be learning. Always be experimenting. Always be improving. Embrace the long game. Value the journey over the quick win. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Perfection is a moving target. Progress is a measurable, meaningful victory. Living this way doesn't mean you won't face setbacks. You will. Everyone does. But the 1% mindset arms you with a powerful truth. A single setback is never the end. It's just a moment in time, a lesson, a redirection, an opportunity to come back stronger. One day, perhaps months or years from now, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. You might not remember the exact days when you made the big shifts. Instead, you'll see a collection of ordinary days, each made slightly better by your choices, stacking together into an extraordinary life. And here's the most important thing. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need to wait for next Monday, next month, or next year. You can begin your 1% better journey the moment this audiobook ends. So I leave you with this. From this day forward, decide that you will no longer be a passive participant in your own life. Take ownership. Make the choice. Start small. Keep going. Never underestimate the power of a single action done consistently. Your life is the sum of your daily choices, and from now on, those choices will build the future you've been dreaming about, not someday, but starting today. Because greatness doesn't arrive in one giant leap. It's built 1% at a time. Every day. By you.